negative thinking. We've all been there. Those endless spirals of doubt, worry, and regret that seem to take over your mind, draining your energy and clouding your judgment. At first, it may feel like a passing thought or a brief moment of frustration, but before long, it turns into a pattern, a mindset that holds you captive. It begins to define how you see yourself, how you interact with the world, and how you approach every challenge in your life. But here's the truth. You don't have to be ruled by negative thoughts. Imagine breaking free from that cycle and taking control of your mind, regaining your inner strength and peace. Today, we're going to explore just how you can do that. Thanks to the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius and the power of Stoic philosophy. This isn't about pretending everything's fine or pushing away your struggles. It's about gaining a deep understanding of how your mind works, mastering your thoughts, and cultivating a mindset that drives you forward instead of holding you back. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." This Stoic truth is a game changer. While we can't always control what happens around us, we have complete control over how we think, react, and shape our perspectives. This, my friends, is where true freedom lies. In this video, we're going to dive into actionable strategies to stop negative thinking in its tracks. You'll discover how to reframe your challenges, develop a resilient mindset, and build lasting habits that will help you conquer doubts and fears. These aren't just lofty ideas. They're practical steps you can take starting right now to transform your mindset, your emotions, and your life. So if you've ever felt stuck in a cycle of negativity, this is for you. Join me as we embark on this powerful journey of self-mastery. Together we'll learn how to eliminate negative thinking, take charge of our minds, and build a life fueled by clarity, purpose, and strength. Let's unlock the power within and become the best version of ourselves. Lesson 1. The power of controlling your perceptions. What if I told you that your greatest source of stress and frustration isn't the world around you, but how you perceive it? It's easy to believe that life's challenges, whether it's criticism at work or an unexpected setback, are the root cause of our struggles. But in reality, it's the way we interpret these events that determines our emotional response. When we automatically assign negative meanings to situations, we amplify our own discomfort and create a cycle of negativity that holds us back. This is exactly why so many of us feel stuck, overwhelmed, or defeated. Marcus Aurelius captured this concept beautifully when he said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." Essentially, it's not the events themselves that cause us pain. It's the story we tell ourselves about them. Our perceptions shape everything we experience, and when we're caught in a negative frame of mind, even the smallest hiccup can feel like a massive obstacle. Imagine this. Your boss gives you feedback on a recent project. Immediately you might think, "I'm not good enough. I'll never get this right." But wait, what if this wasn't the whole story? What if instead you viewed this feedback as a golden opportunity to learn, grow, and get better? The event doesn't change, but your perspective on it shifts completely. And that shift can transform how you feel and how you respond. The truth is, our perceptions are powerful. When they're clouded with negativity, they create self-doubt, stress, and even a sense of helplessness. Over time, these distorted views become deeply ingrained patterns that shape how we see ourselves, our relationships, and the world. Left unchecked, they become obstacles that drain our energy and stop us from reaching our potential. So how do you take control of this? The first step is awareness. Start noticing the thoughts and beliefs that arise in challenging situations. When something goes wrong, ask yourself, what story am I telling myself right now? Often you'll discover that it's not the event that's causing distress. It's your interpretation of it. Next, challenge those perceptions. When negativity strikes, pause and ask, is there another way I can view this that empowers me instead of pulling me down? This isn't about ignoring reality or pretending everything is perfect. It's about choosing to see the possibilities rather than focusing on the problems. For instance, if you're stuck in traffic, instead of getting frustrated, consider it an opportunity to catch up on a podcast or simply take a moment to relax and refocus. Finally, practice reframing. Every time you face a setback, try to reframe the situation in a way that serves you. When you change the lens through which you view the world, you change the impact it has on you. It's about mastering your mindset, understanding that while you can't always control what happens, you have full control over how you respond to it. Controlling your perceptions doesn't mean ignoring challenges. It means choosing a perspective that helps you grow and move forward. When you realize that your thoughts hold the power to shape your experiences, you take the first step toward freeing yourself from negativity. By mastering your perceptions, you unlock the ability to create a mindset that empowers you, fuels your success, and brings you peace of mind. Ready to shift your perspective? Let's dive in. Lesson 2. Unraveling the roots of negative thinking. Negative thinking isn't just an annoying habit that pops up now and then. It's a deeply rooted pattern that's often been with you for years, and it can hold you back in ways you might not even realize. These patterns are shaped by your past experiences, your upbringing, societal expectations, and even the fears you've internalized over time. To break free from negative thinking, it's essential to understand where it originates and why it can have such a strong grip on you. Here's the kicker. Negative thoughts often emerge as a misguided form of self-protection. If you've faced rejection, criticism, or failure in the past, your mind might develop a defense mechanism of negativity to shield you from future pain. It seems like your brain is looking out for you, but in reality, it keeps you stuck, unable to take risks or move forward. Marcus Aurelius nailed it when he said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." In other words, the more you feed into negative thinking, the more it becomes your reality, coloring every experience with fear, doubt, and frustration. Let's break this down. Imagine you're about to step into a new challenge. Maybe you're delivering a big presentation. Your mind starts spinning with thoughts like, "You're going to mess this up. Everyone is going to judge you." But here's the catch. Those thoughts aren't based on reality. They're echoes of past experiences or fears that your mind has latched onto, replaying old stories as if they're truths. Maybe you failed before, and now your mind clings to that failure, warning you against making the same mistake. But those past moments don't define your present or your future. The real question is, how much power do you want to give them? So how do you unravel these deeply ingrained negative patterns? It all starts with awareness. The next time you catch yourself spiraling into negativity, stop and ask yourself, where is this thought coming from? Is it based on facts, or is it an old story I keep playing on repeat? Once you identify where your thoughts stem from, you can challenge them. For example, if you're scared of failure, remind yourself of the times you succeeded, despite the odds. If self-doubt is creeping in, ask, what evidence do I have that supports this thought? More often than not, you'll realize that your negative patterns are built on assumptions, not hard facts. The key is to replace those disempowering thoughts with ones that fuel your growth. This isn't about blindly thinking everything is perfect. It's about choosing thoughts that push you forward. Instead of telling yourself, I'll never be good enough, shift your mindset to, I'm learning every day, and each step forward brings me closer to my goal. Unraveling negativity is a lot like cleaning out a cluttered closet. It can feel overwhelming at first, especially when you've been holding on to these thought patterns for so long. But as you begin to sort through them, you'll realize how much lighter and freer you feel without the weight of those old beliefs. Negative thinking may feel automatic, but it's not permanent. By uncovering the roots of these thoughts and challenging their hold over you, you start to take back control of your mind. These thoughts aren't facts. They're just habits you've learned over time, and you have the power to break them. So the next time negativity starts creeping in, pause and remind yourself, this is just a pattern I'm ready to change. With awareness as your tool, you can free yourself from the grip of negativity and create space for the empowered, confident version of yourself to emerge. Lesson 3. Renewing your mind. Negative thinking is like an old, broken record constantly playing in your mind. Over time, these thoughts become so ingrained that they start to feel like the only truth, even when they're far from reality. The good news, though, is that your mind is incredibly flexible and capable of change. Just as it learned to hold on to these negative patterns, it can unlearn them and embrace new, empowering ones. This process of replacing old, limiting thoughts with new constructive ones is what it truly means to renew your mind. Renewing your mind starts with the realization that you don't have to accept every thought that pops into your head. Not every thought is true, useful, or worthy of your attention. As Marcus Aurelius wisely put it, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Your experience of life is shaped by what you choose to focus on. If you keep allowing negative thoughts to dominate, they'll control how you feel and how you act. So why is this so important? Because negative thoughts don't just make you feel bad, they limit your potential. Think about it. If you keep telling yourself, I can't do this, or I'll fail no matter what I try, those thoughts become self-fulfilling prophecies. They create barriers before you even try. Renewing your mind means breaking free from these chains and giving yourself the freedom to grow and succeed. But how do you actually begin? The first step is awareness. Start paying attention to the thoughts that come up throughout your day. When a negative thought pops up, take note of it. For example, if you make a mistake, does your mind immediately launch into self-criticism? Do you find yourself saying, I'm not good enough, or I always mess things up? Recognizing these negative moments is the first step in changing them. Once you catch yourself in a negative pattern, challenge it. Ask, is this thought based on reality, or am I just assuming the worst? More often than not, you'll realize that these thoughts are rooted in fear, not facts. Now here's the game changer. Replace those negative thoughts with ones that are grounded in truth and growth. For example, instead of saying, "I can't do this," reframe it to, "I'm learning, and every step I take gets me closer to my goal." One of the most powerful tools for renewing your mind is reframing, shifting your perspective to see challenges as opportunities rather than obstacles. Let's say you face a setback, like being rejected from a job, a project, or a personal goal. Instead of thinking, "This proves I'm not good enough," shift your perspective to, "This is an opportunity to learn, grow, and come back even stronger." Reframing doesn't change the event, but it changes how you feel about it and how you respond. Another transformative practice is gratitude. Gratitude helps you focus on what's going right, rather than fixating on what's wrong. When you regularly reflect on the things you're thankful for, you train your mind to look for the positive. Even in difficult circumstances, it's like rewiring your brain to see the glass as half full, not half empty. Think of renewing your mind like cleaning a window. Over time, dirt and grime build up, distorting your view of the world. But with a little intentional effort, you can wipe away the negativity and see the world with fresh clarity. It's not about ignoring the challenges you face. It's about choosing to focus on the things that empower and inspire you, rather than what holds you back. The next time negative thoughts start to take hold, pause and remind yourself, "I have the power to renew my thoughts." By consciously choosing thoughts that lift you up and push you toward your goals, you're not just changing your mindset, you're transforming your life. Every time you choose a positive, empowering thought, you take another step toward becoming the person you're meant to be. Lesson 4. Surrounding yourself with positivity. The environment you immerse yourself in has an undeniable impact on your thoughts, emotions, and overall mindset. Think about it. When you're surrounded by people who uplift and inspire you, or in spaces that foster peace and focus, you naturally feel more energized and motivated. But when negativity takes over, whether through toxic relationships, constant criticism, or chaotic surroundings, it becomes much harder to maintain a healthy, positive mindset. The environment you choose shapes who you are, so why not make it work for you? Marcus Aurelius once wisely said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." While it's true that your mindset is ultimately your responsibility, the spaces and people you surround yourself with play a huge role in shaping it. Negativity can be contagious, yes, but so can positivity. The trick is to intentionally create a space that nurtures growth, positivity, and resilience. This means curating your environment in a way that fuels your mental and emotional well-being, rather than depleting it. Start by taking stock of the people in your life. Are they encouraging, supportive, and understanding? Or do they often drain your energy, criticize, or cast doubt on your abilities? It's not about blaming others, but about acknowledging the influence they have on your emotional state. Surrounding yourself with positivity doesn't require cutting everyone off. It's about prioritizing relationships that uplift you and setting healthy boundaries with those that don't. For example, if a friend's constant complaining leaves you feeling down, limit your time with them. Instead, invest more of your energy in relationships that push you to grow, celebrate your progress, and help you see the world through a brighter lens. Your physical environment is just as crucial. A cluttered, disorganized space that can breed stress and mental fog, while a clean and orderly environment encourages calm and focus. Take a moment to consider the spaces where you spend most of your time. Your home, workplace, even your digital environment. Are these spaces inspiring and motivating, or do they contribute to your stress and overwhelm? Small changes like clearing clutter from your desk, adding plants, or limiting exposure to negative content online can have a powerful effect on your mindset. Another major factor is what you consume. The books, shows, podcasts, and social media content you engage with have a profound effect on your mental state. If you constantly expose yourself to fear, conflict, or negativity, your thoughts will reflect that. Instead, seek out content that inspires, educates, and uplifts. Surround yourself with messages that align with the mindset you want to cultivate. Whether it's stories of resilience, inspiring podcasts, or thought-provoking books that challenge your thinking. Consider this. If you've spent hours scrolling through social media, comparing yourself to others, and feeling inadequate, that's a surefire way to drain your energy. Instead of continuing down that path, try unfollowing accounts that make you feel less than, and start following those that promote growth, positivity, or a hobby you're passionate about. Over time, you'll notice a significant shift in how you feel every time you open your feed. It's about curating a space for your mind to thrive. Creating a positive environment isn't about avoiding all negativity. It's about strengthening the factors that help you grow. Think of it like tending to a garden. You can't control the storms, but you can choose the soil, the seeds, and the care you give to your plants. By cultivating a space that nurtures you, you create the perfect conditions for personal growth, no matter what external challenges come your way. Next time you find yourself overwhelmed by negativity, take a step back and ask, is my environment helping or hindering me right now? Then, take one action to shift it in a more positive direction. Whether it's spending time with someone who encourages you, tidying up your space, or immersing yourself in uplifting content, every small effort counts. Surrounding yourself with positivity isn't just about feeling good in the moment. It's about creating a solid foundation for a stronger, healthier mindset that will carry you through any storm. Lesson 5. Taking Stoic action. Negative thinking often thrives when we remain stuck in inaction. When we sit idle, our minds spiral into cycles of doubt, fear, and self-criticism, replaying past mistakes over and over. It can feel like an endless loop of frustration and helplessness. But here's the powerful truth. Action is the antidote to this mental paralysis. When you take deliberate, focused action, you shift your energy away from worrying about what could go wrong and channel it into what you can make right. Action breaks the grip of negativity and propels you toward progress. Marcus Aurelius, in his timeless wisdom, said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." The Stoics understood that true clarity and peace of mind don't come from overthinking or endless analysis. They come from taking purposeful action that aligns with your values. By stepping into action, you not only disrupt the cycle of negativity, but also align your daily choices with the person you aspire to become. So what does it mean to take Stoic action? It begins by focusing on what's within your control. Much of our negative thinking arises from obsessing over the uncontrollable, whether it's the opinions of others, past mistakes, or the uncertain outcomes of the future. Instead of allowing these fears to dictate your thoughts, turn your attention to actions that empower you to move forward. Focus on what you can do in the present moment and let go of what lies beyond your grasp. Let's say you're dreading an important meeting, overwhelmed by worry about how it might go. Instead of stewing in that anxiety, shift your focus to what you can control, preparing as best as you can, researching the topic thoroughly, or rehearsing your key points. By taking action, you shift from being a passive observer of your anxiety to an active participant in your success. And here's the magic of action. It builds momentum. Imagine standing at the base of a mountain, looking up at the steep climb ahead. The longer you wait, the more daunting it seems. But the moment you take that first step, however small, you've already begun the journey. Each subsequent step becomes easier, and before you know it, the once intimidating mountain feels conquerable. Action creates momentum that propels you toward your goal, even if the path ahead is uncertain. Let's dive deeper with a real-life example. You've been procrastinating on a project because you fear it won't turn out perfectly. The pressure to create something flawless paralyzes you. But instead of waiting for the perfect moment, start by breaking the task into small, manageable steps. Write just one sentence. Organize your thoughts for 10 minutes. The act of starting, no matter how tiny, helps silence those negative voices in your head that tell you you're not good enough or it'll never be perfect. Another cornerstone of Stoic action is aligning your choices with your core values. Ask yourself, what matters most to me? What do I want to stand for? When your actions are driven by your values, you create a powerful, unstoppable momentum that keeps you focused, no matter the challenges ahead. For example, if kindness is one of your core values, choose to show kindness when doubts creep in. Helping someone else in those moments of fear can remind you of the strength you possess and the impact you want to make on the world. Taking action doesn't mean that challenges or mistakes will disappear. It simply means you move forward despite them. The Stoics believed that life's obstacles are not roadblocks. They are opportunities to grow stronger, more resilient, and more capable. Every time you take action in the face of negativity, you prove to yourself that you are more than your doubts. Think of action as lighting a small candle in a dark room. The darkness may still linger, but the light allows you to see your way forward. Each time you act, the light grows brighter, and the shadows of negativity fade. With each step, you empower yourself to rise above the noise of doubt and fear. So the next time you feel overwhelmed by negativity, don't sit still. Ask yourself, what's one small step I can take right now to move forward? It could be as simple as sending an email, doing 10 minutes of exercise, or making a phone call. Each action, no matter how small, breaks the cycle and builds the momentum you need to keep moving forward. In the end, it's not what you think about that shapes your life. It's what you do. Each action you take is a step toward breaking free from negativity and stepping into the life of purpose, growth, and strength that you deserve. Lesson 6. The power of words. Words possess an extraordinary power that can shape your world in ways you may not even realize. The language you use, both in your internal dialogue and when speaking to others, holds the key to your mindset, your behavior, and even your reality. Every word, every phrase, is a seed you plant in your mind, nurturing either growth or negativity. When you let negative language dominate your thoughts and conversations, you reinforce a cycle of doubt and fear that can keep you stuck. But when you intentionally choose words that empower, uplift, and inspire, you lay the foundation for resilience, positivity, and success. Marcus Aurelius wisely said, "The things you think about determine the quality of your mind." This isn't just about the content of your thoughts, but the way you express them. Words are more than mere labels. They are tools that can transform your mental landscape. If you consciously choose your words with care, you can break free from negativity and cultivate a mindset that accelerates your personal growth and achievement. Let's first look at the power of your inner dialogue, the constant stream of thoughts running through your mind. Have you ever noticed how, after a setback, you might say to yourself, "I'll never be good enough," or "I always mess things up"? These statements may seem harmless, but they chip away at your self-esteem and reinforce feelings of inadequacy. Instead of feeding that narrative, flip the script. When you make a mistake, instead of thinking, "I'm terrible at this," reframe it as, "I'm learning and growing, and every mistake brings me closer to mastery." This shift in language doesn't just help you cope with setbacks. It propels you forward, focusing on progress rather than failure. Next, let's talk about the words you use with others. Words are contagious, and what you say can impact not only your own state of mind, but also the energy of those around you. Complaining or focusing on what's wrong may provide temporary relief, but it also spreads negativity. On the other hand, speaking with gratitude, kindness, and optimism elevates not just your mood, but also strengthens your relationships. For example, instead of saying, "I'm so overwhelmed, I'll never get this done," try, "This is tough, but I'm taking it step by step." The difference might seem subtle, but it completely changes how you feel and how others perceive your approach to challenges. Consider this example. Imagine having a stressful day at work. Your first instinct might be to vent about everything that went wrong. While it's natural to express your frustration, excessive negative language deepens the stress. Instead, try shifting the narrative. Say, "Today was challenging, but it taught me something valuable," or "I learned what I need to improve for next time." This approach doesn't deny the difficulties, but reframes them into opportunities for growth, building resilience instead of reinforcing frustration. One of the most powerful ways to leverage the power of words is through affirmations. These intentional positive statements are like mental exercises that reprogram your mind. For example, if you struggle with self-doubt, repeat phrases such as, "I am capable of great things," or "I am worthy of success." Over time, these words sink deeper into your subconscious, gradually shifting your self-perception and creating a stronger, more positive mindset. Another powerful practice is gratitude journaling. At the end of each day, jot down 3 things you're grateful for, no matter how small. Whether it's a moment of joy, a conversation with a friend, or the warmth of your favorite drink, focusing on what you're thankful for trains your brain to see the positive, counteracting the tendency to focus on what's going wrong. Think of your words as seeds. Every time you speak, whether to yourself or to others, you're planting something in your mind or in the minds of those around you. Negative words are like weeds that choke your mental garden, while positive words are like flowers that bloom and thrive. The choice is yours. Every time you speak, you decide what to cultivate in your life, and the lives of those around you. The next time you catch yourself using negative language, pause and ask, are these words helping or hindering me? Choose a new narrative, one that aligns with your goals, values, and growth. When you take control of your words, you're not just shaping your thoughts, you're shaping your future. And that's a powerful tool you can wield intentionally. Lesson 7. Cultivating emotional resilience. Life is a roller coaster. No matter how meticulously you plan or prepare, it's impossible to avoid the twists, turns, and unexpected drops that come with it. Challenges, setbacks, and disappointments are inevitable. They're not a matter of if, but when. The real test is not whether you'll face difficulties, but how you'll rise when they inevitably appear. Emotional resilience is your superpower in times of adversity. It's the remarkable ability to bounce back, adapt, and even thrive in the face of life's toughest moments. Marcus Aurelius knew this when he said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this and you will find strength. True resilience isn't about dodging pain or pretending that everything is perfect. It's about embracing the storms and choosing to grow stronger with each one. So, what does emotional resilience actually look like in practice? It starts with a deep acceptance of the things beyond your control. There's a lot in life you can't change, whether it's the opinions of others, past mistakes, or unexpected disruptions. Fighting against what can't be altered only fuels frustration and negativity. True resilience means letting go of that fight and redirecting your energy toward the one thing you can always control: your mindset. Picture this. You've been pouring your heart and soul into a project, and right at the finish line, something goes wrong. Instead of getting caught in a web of blame, regret, or self-pity, emotional resilience asks you, what's the next step? This shift from getting lost in the problem to focusing on the solution is the essence of resilience. It's the decision to move forward no matter what. Another key to building emotional resilience is reframing setbacks as opportunities for growth. Failure isn't the end of the road. It's a stepping stone to something better. Imagine you didn't land that promotion you had your heart set on. It's easy to spiral into disappointment, but instead of letting it define you, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can this experience make me better? Every challenge you face is a chance to expand your resilience and emerge even stronger than before. Self-compassion is another cornerstone of resilience. When you're tough on yourself, it's harder to bounce back. Think about how you would support a friend going through a rough time. You wouldn't tear them down. You'd remind them of their strength, encourage them to keep going, and help them see the bigger picture. Offer yourself the same kindness. Acknowledge your emotions without judgment, and remind yourself that it's okay to feel challenged. Struggling doesn't mean you've failed. It means you're growing. Building resilience doesn't happen overnight, but it's strengthened with every small step. One incredibly effective practice is mindfulness. By staying present in the moment, you can respond to challenges with clarity rather than reacting impulsively. For example, when you feel anger or frustration building up, take a deep breath and pause. This brief moment of mindfulness gives you the space to choose your response rather than being carried away by the flood of emotions. Gratitude is another game changer for resilience. When life feels overwhelming, shifting your focus to what you're grateful for can help balance the weight of negativity. Even in the most difficult times, There are always moments of light, whether it's a supportive friend, a small victory, or simply the ability to keep going. Gratitude helps you see that even in adversity, there's something to appreciate. Imagine emotional resilience as a tree standing firm in a storm. The wind may bend its branches, but its deep roots keep it anchored. In the same way, when you cultivate emotional resilience, you become like that tree, strong, flexible, and able to weather life's challenges without breaking. Every time you face adversity and rise above it, you're not just surviving. You're growing and becoming more unshakable in the process. The next time you find yourself facing a challenge, take a moment to pause and remind yourself, this is tough, but I have the strength to overcome it. With every obstacle you conquer, you're not only strengthening your resilience, but also building the confidence to face whatever life throws your way. Emotional resilience isn't just a skill, it's a mindset that empowers you to move through life with grace, clarity, and an unshakable sense of strength. Lesson 8. Practicing gratitude as a mindset shift. Gratitude is not just a nice feeling, it's a game changer. When life throws curveballs, it's tempting to focus on what's wrong, what's missing, or what feels unfair. But gratitude has the power to flip that narrative. It redirects your attention away from the problems and toward the blessings that already surround you, no matter how small or simple they may seem. Marcus Aurelius captured this beautifully when he said, "Do not indulge in dreams of having what you have not, but reckon up the chief of the blessings you do possess, and then thankfully remember how you would crave them if they were not yours." This timeless wisdom reminds us that our unhappiness often comes from overlooking what we already have, while we chase what's out of reach. Gratitude encourages us to pause, reflect, and realize how much we truly possess. So how do we bring gratitude into our everyday lives? It's not about ignoring the challenges or pretending that everything is rosy. It's about choosing to see the positives, even in the tough moments. For instance, if you're stuck in a long meeting or working through a stressful project, instead of getting bogged down by frustration, find something to appreciate. Maybe it's the chance to learn something new, or the supportive colleague who makes the load lighter. This shift doesn't change the circumstance, but it transforms your experience of it. What's powerful about gratitude is how it trains your mind. The more you practice it, the more naturally it comes. When you intentionally seek out the good in your day, your brain rewires itself to focus on what's working rather than what's not. Over time, this fosters an outlook that's more optimistic, more resilient, and more aligned with the positives in life. A simple yet transformative way to practice gratitude is by keeping a gratitude journal. Every day, write down 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be monumental moments. Sometimes it's the little things that matter most. Maybe it's the quiet moment of peace before the chaos of the day begins, the comforting hug from a friend, or the sense of accomplishment you feel after finishing a task. Recording these reflections not only helps you appreciate what's good in your life, but it also provides a personal archive of positivity to look back on when negativity tries to creep in. Another way to harness the power of gratitude is by expressing it to others. Take a moment to thank someone, a loved one, a coworker, or even a stranger, for something they've done. A genuine thank you or a note of appreciation can not only brighten someone else's day, but it can also boost your own mood and strengthen your relationships. Gratitude is contagious. It spreads warmth and connection wherever it goes. Here's a scenario. Imagine you're stuck in traffic, feeling the weight of being late for an important appointment. It's easy to feel frustrated, but instead of letting that negativity take hold, try shifting your perspective. You could be grateful for the opportunity to listen to your favorite podcast, or for the peace of mind knowing you're safe in your car. These little pockets of gratitude won't change the traffic, but they will certainly change how you feel about it. Gratitude also helps you reframe life's challenges. When faced with a setback or difficulty, instead of spiraling into self-pity or blame, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? What is the silver lining in this situation, even if it's simply the strength you're building through the struggle? Finding something to appreciate can dramatically shift your perspective. Think of gratitude like a lantern in a dark room. It doesn't erase the darkness, but it illuminates enough to guide you through. The next time you find yourself caught in a cycle of negative thinking, pause and ask, what can I be grateful for right now? Even in your toughest moments, there's always something, no matter how small. Gratitude isn't just a fleeting emotion. It's a practice that transforms your mindset, reshapes your experiences, and opens the door to more positivity and resilience. By focusing on what's good, you create space for more light in your life, and that's a shift that will carry you through even the hardest days. Lesson 9. Embracing impermanence. One of the biggest culprits behind negativity is our resistance to change. We fight against the natural ebb and flow of life, clinging to the illusion of permanence, whether it's in our routines, relationships, or past experiences. But here's the truth. Nothing lasts forever. Life is in a constant state of flux, and the more we resist it, the more stress and fear we invite into our lives. The powerful realization, embracing impermanence, can release you from the suffocating grip of resistance and allow you to live with greater peace and clarity. Marcus Aurelius captured this concept perfectly when he said, "All things pass away. What we do in life, how we react, and the decisions we make, that's what remains ours." Understanding impermanence doesn't mean giving up or resigning yourself to a life of helplessness. It means recognizing that change is inevitable, and instead of resisting it, you learn to navigate it with grace, adaptability, and resilience. Think about it. How often do we obsess over the past, wishing things had stayed as they were, or fear what the future might hold, paralyzed by the thought of what we could lose? This attachment to what's gone or what's to come keeps us trapped in cycles of worry and negativity. But when we embrace impermanence, we free ourselves to live fully in the present, to appreciate the fleeting beauty of each moment. Take a moment to reflect on a flower in bloom. It's vibrant, beautiful, and full of life, but it won't last forever. And that's what makes it so precious. Life, with all its ups and downs, joys and challenges, is the same. Every experience, no matter how intense, is temporary. The people, the moments, the feelings you have, they will change, but that impermanence makes them all the more meaningful. Here's how embracing impermanence can reshape your mindset. When life gets tough, remind yourself, this too shall pass. Whether you're dealing with a setback, a period of pain, or a frustrating moment, remember that nothing is permanent, not even hardship. Just as joy eventually fades, so too does suffering. This awareness can bring comfort during difficult times, reminding you that peace will eventually return. Imagine this: you've had a falling out with a close friend, and the pain feels overwhelming. By embracing impermanence, you recognize that this moment of conflict isn't the end. It's just a temporary chapter. Relationships evolve, feelings shift, and with time, healing is possible. Whether that means reconciling or moving on, time will bring the clarity you need. Another way to embrace impermanence is to cultivate gratitude for the present moment. Instead of fearing what you might lose, savor what you have right now. If you're spending time with loved ones, cherish every second, knowing that these moments are fleeting. The fact that they won't last forever is precisely what makes them so special. Understanding impermanence also liberates you from perfectionism. When you realize that everything, mistakes, failures, successes, is temporary, you're free to try, fail, and try again without the weight of fear or regret. You can embrace the process of growth, knowing that each experience, whether good or bad, is just a passing moment in time. Think of impermanence like a river. The water flows continuously, never the same from one moment to the next. If you try to hold on to it, you'll only become frustrated. But if you let it flow, you can appreciate the beauty of its movement and adapt to its current. The next time you feel caught in negative thinking, whether it's nostalgia for the past or anxiety about the future, remember, change is the one constant in life. Embrace it, and you'll find peace in the flow. Everything changes. Every moment is temporary. By embracing impermanence, you create space for peace, acceptance, and growth. Instead of resisting change, you learn to move with it, finding strength in the understanding that life's constant evolution is what makes it so rich and beautiful. Lesson 10. Building a purpose-driven life. At the core of negativity often lies a lack of purpose. Without a clear direction, life can feel like an endless maze where you're left feeling lost, unmotivated, or weighed down by obstacles. Purpose is the guiding star that lights the way, giving your life meaning and focus. It's the foundation that supports your actions, decisions, and mindset, especially during challenging times. When you have a sense of purpose, negativity struggles to take root, because you're anchored in something much bigger than fleeting distractions or setbacks. Marcus Aurelius powerfully reminds us, people who labor all their lives but have no purpose to direct every thought and impulse are wasting their time, even when hard at work. This serves as a stark reminder that simply going through the motions or chasing external achievements isn't enough. Without purpose, even success can feel empty, leaving you yearning for something more meaningful. Living with purpose is not about ticking boxes or chasing accolades. It's about aligning your actions with your core values and passions. So how do you begin? Start by asking yourself deep, powerful questions. What lights me up inside? What legacy do I want to leave behind? What do I want my life to stand for? These reflections will point you toward your unique sense of purpose. Your purpose doesn't have to be grandiose or world-shaking. It could be as simple as being there for the people you care about, making a difference in your community, or pursuing a creative passion that feeds your soul. What matters most is that it connects with your deepest desires and values. That's where the power lies. While having a purpose doesn't shield you from challenges, it gives you the strength to face them head-on. In fact, it's often through adversity that purpose reveals its true power. When life throws curveballs, Purpose acts as your anchor. It gives you the clarity and motivation to persevere and stay true to your vision, no matter how tough the journey gets. For example, if you're building a business, pursuing a creative dream, or improving your health, there will inevitably be moments of doubt, frustration, and setbacks. But when you're clear on why you're doing it, whether it's to create something meaningful, express yourself, or transform your life, those obstacles become stepping stones rather than roadblocks. They're part of the journey, and they will only make you stronger. Purpose also acts as a filter, helping you discern what truly matters. When you're crystal clear about your values, it's easier to say no to distractions that don't align with your goals. If your purpose is to cultivate meaningful relationships, for example, you may choose to spend less time scrolling through social media and more time connecting with the people who truly matter. If your purpose is self-growth, you might prioritize learning and personal development over transient pleasures. The beauty of living with purpose is how it transforms your perspective on negativity. Setbacks no longer feel like insurmountable barriers, but rather opportunities to learn, adapt, and grow. For instance, if you miss a workout while working toward a fitness goal, instead of berating yourself, you can remind yourself that this one setback doesn't diminish the bigger picture. Purpose empowers you to keep moving forward, no matter the speed bumps along. Charge of your life. Regardless of the obstacles or challenges that come your way, you have the ability to choose how you respond. You have the strength to overcome negativity and to cultivate a life driven by clarity, purpose, and ongoing growth. As you move forward, think about the insights that stood out to you the most today. What small change can you make right now? Whether it's catching yourself in a negative thought and reframing it, practicing gratitude in the midst of chaos, or setting healthy boundaries to protect your energy, Every action, no matter how small, is a step toward transforming your mindset. Remember, the journey to mastering your thoughts isn't about reaching perfection. It's about embracing progress. If today's message resonated with you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who might need to hear these words. Together we can create a ripple effect, spreading the power of overcoming negativity and fostering more resilient minds across the world. And before you go, I'd love to hear from you. What's one powerful lesson or thought you're taking away from today? Drop it in the comments below, and let's continue this conversation. Thank you for joining me on this transformative journey. Always remember, the power to change your thoughts, and ultimately your life, is already within you. Until next time, stay mindful, stay intentional, and above all, keep focusing on becoming the best version of yourself. You've got this.